I believe in the melting pot. I believe this country is great because people have been able to come and realize their dreams. Born in Lebanon, Salim Asrawi immigrated to the United States at the age of 14, escaping the turmoil of war and stepping bravely into a country he had never seen but somehow already believed in. Armed with nothing but determination, grit, and the kind of work ethic forged through adversity, he pursued higher education and earned a master's degree in restaurant and hotel management. From the humblest beginnings in hospitality, Salim rose, step by step, shift by shift, until he mastered the very industry he once entered as a teenager, simply seeking a new life. With his family by his side and a vision bigger than any obstacle in front of him, he took a bold leap and co-founded Texas de Brazil. What began as a single idea soon grew into the largest steakhouse chain in the world, a testament to his relentless drive and to the American dream he personifies. His extraordinary journey caught the attention of President George W. Bush, who featured Salim in a celebrated study of American immigrants. Out of many, one. In its pages, President Bush describes Salim's unwavering self-reliance, his unstoppable momentum, and notes, quite accurately, that relaxing simply isn't in his DNA. Yet for all his business triumphs, Salim's heart beats strongest for service. He is fiercely committed to giving back, especially to the city that embraced him. His passion for supporting the Dallas Police Department is more than philanthropy. It is gratitude in action, a reflection in his belief that community and country are worth investing in every single day. And today, to help tell this remarkable American success story, one of courage, resilience, and boundless possibilities, we are joined by none other than the best police chief in the country and Salim's dear friend, Daniel Como. I want to welcome the listener back on for another message from the host. It's our holiday edition. Every year we try to put out a story, an inspiring story, and our guest today is inspiring on so many levels. I want to welcome on first our co-host, Danny Canetti's here with us, and the chief of police is back to the mic, and Daniel Como.
From the Dallas Police Department.
Exactly. Salim, thank you for being with us. It's an honor to sit with you, and we're very excited to highlight your story for listeners.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. The honor is mine to be here with all of you.
Yeah, you brought us some nice swag bags, and we're very excited. I'm excited to go through that big heavy bag of the goodies you brought for me.
I mean, it is the season. It is the holiday, Christmas, so can't come here empty-handed. And you actually have a few things for me, you know, that I love, a belt buckle, a couple of patches. I mean, I love that.
Well, we have plenty more for you.
Thank you.
You ready to get into this?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. I want to talk about you. You have such a unique story, and it goes way back to when you were 14. Can you tell us about growing up, where you were, and how you ended up in Dallas, Texas?
So I'll try to be brief. I came to this great country in 1981. I just turned 14. I came from Lebanon. Lebanon is a crazy country in the Middle East. My mom dropped me off in Bryan College Station.
Aggie Land.
Aggie Land. And some of you who are Aggies and you're a little older, back then there were a lot of jokes about the Aggies because the Aggies were not good in sports. They are much, much better, you know, now. And 81 in Bryan College Station, man, it was the boonies. I mean, now there are boutique hotels, a lot of restaurants. It has really grown. It's a great town with good people. So when I lived in Lebanon, we actually did have the show Dallas on TV. And I think it was either 1979, 80.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I was really fascinated by that show. I mean, you know, you had to hit the TV a couple of times, move the antenna to work. I was fascinated, JR, the cowboy hat, big old Cadillacs. Texas to me was not a state, it was like a country. and big roads that we call highways and freeways. It was really fascinating. So I came to Texas, and when I got to Bryan College Station in the 80s, I went and got boots, a hat, a belt buckle, to fit in. And
Be like JR.
To kind of be like JR, even though I'm half his size. But I was in the supermarket one day, and somebody comes, and I was 14 at the time, and he taps me on the back, and he goes, "What's that?" And I go, "What's what?" And he pointed to the back of my belt, and it was customary back then to put your name on it. And so he was saying, "What is Salim?" So Salim was very foreign to him, and I think I was the only Salim in Bryan College Station, most likely in Texas.
No doubt.
Yes.
So there was a lot. What got you over to the country when you were 14? There was a lot going on from a Civil War standpoint.
Yeah, so, in Lebanon, I think the Civil War started in 1969. There was a lot of turmoil in the Middle East. The Israeli-Arab War, the Palestinians came to Lebanon. Then the Lebanese government wanted some protection, so the Syrian came to help, and the Syrians stayed and never left. Then there were all kind of militia groups, Christian against Christian, Muslim against Muslim. So it was really a more of a religious war. At a time, there were maybe 70 militias in Lebanon. So the Civil War was along ethnic, religious lines. And it was really tough. I mean, I was one of the fortunate ones who came here. At the time when I was in Lebanon, I lived in a shelter here and there. No running water, no electricity. I've gotten shot at. I've seen people die in front of me. At the time, it didn't really affect me. I was a kid, so all this thing that was going on was just crazy. You only think about it now as you get older. I mean, there's a building in Lebanon. It's the Holiday Inn. So a lot of people think of the Holiday Inn here as a 4-story building. In Lebanon, it's still the tallest building in Lebanon. It's still standing since the early 70s. There's a bullet hole on every inch of that building. And every time I go, it's a reminder of the war, the people that perish, and really the nonsense that went along for all these years. So, yeah. So I was fortunate. I came here to the States. I came for an education. I also came to escape the war.
And you went to a military school?
I went to a military school. Back then, I think in the 80s, the good boarding schools were military schools. I came here. There was no internet. There was no cell phone. There was collect call to some people that don't know what it is.
That'd run up a bill really quickly.
That really is. And I think a call to Lebanon, the first minute was $10 in 1981. I mean, $10 is a lot of money.
Back then,
Back then, it's a lot. English at the time when I came here was my third language, so I had to learn pretty quickly. I had to adapt, but this great country made me a man, and that's how I got started in military school.
I read a story about you going to Luby's. Can you tell us about that?
So, Luby's still exists. Some of you who don't know what Luby's is, it's popular in Texas. It's an all-you-can-eat. It's really funny that my first birthday meal at 14 was at Luby's in Bryan College Station. And fast forward, 40-something years later, I do an all-you-can-eat restaurant. I'm not here to criticize. Luby at the time was unbelievable. As a kid, going to have an all-you-can-eat, I mean, forget about the catfish and the fried chicken, etc. I was more interested in desserts.
Of course.
20 jellos, key lime pie, chocolate cake, cheesecake. I mean, it was really, really amazing to do that. So since my birthday meal at 14 was at Luby's back then, when my triplet boys turned 14, they're now 16. It was very nostalgic to me. I told my wife, I said, can we please take them to Luby's for their 14th birthday? And of course, the boys these days, you're 14, you have access to the internet, social media. Say, what the heck is Luby's? I'm like, look, it's going to be fun.
Trust me.
We're just going to go there. So there's actually a Luby's on 635 and, I want to say Midway, something like that. So we went there. Needless, and I ordered a fried chicken, and I'm like, where are you taking it? And I think they took it to the back to nuke it, and they put a bunch of gravy on it. So we all bid into our order, and, it wasn't good at all. So we kind of left politely. We went across the street to In-N-Out Burger, and that was their 14th birthday. It was... things have changed. Maybe it's my palate or my taste buds, etc. But
probably all of the above.
All the above. It wasn't the same.
Wait a minute. I'm a Luby's fan, God darn it. Now, I just sprinkle extra season and throw it on there.
Right,
but I can eat some Luby's.
You have to carry your own seasoning in your
I
pocket.
can eat some Luby's, though. I'm not going to let you just talk bad about Luby's.
Well, it was a magical place for as a kid. I remember going there, and there was a Wyatt's cafeteria that was similar. Do you remember Wyatt?
Wyatt's and Furs.
And Furs, yeah.
Furs.
We had a Furs in Pleasant Grove for years that we would eat at on duty right off Jim Miller and 30.
That on duty part. I remember
Furs
on duty. I remember that back in 1991.
Hey, you didn't eat for quality, you ate for quantity.
Yes.
That's what it was. So the military school, I want to go back to military school. It taught you structure and discipline and the importance of punctuality. And those are pillars that you grew and you use to this day.
Yeah, I think as a parent, my wife and I are very blessed to have twin girls and triplet boys. It runs in her side of the family. We didn't know that when we got married, that her great-grandma had triplets. And you have to remember, back then, when her grandma went to deliver, there was no sonogram. And poor great-grandma went there, it's like, and it's kind of like a car commercial where kids are coming out and you're missing one. And imagine grandma is like, oh, I see one. And then, no, grandma, just wait, there's another. Wait, there's one more, there's three. So it's definitely a blessing. And if we didn't shut the factory down, we probably would have more kids. But going back to boys, girls mature faster than boys. I'm 58. I don't think I'm mature yet. But boys, we need structure. We need the discipline. We need someone to tell us what to do. Military school, you wake up at a certain time, you have breakfast at a certain time, you start your classes at the same time, you're encouraged to play sports. I played football, which to me was, dude, this is not football, this is soccer. In Lebanon, there was soccer and there was basketball. That's it. There was no baseball. There was no football. Certainly did not see it on TV. And then there's study hall. If you do well, you get to study on your own. If you don't. So at the cafeteria, and by the way, boarding school, the food is not very good, but you got to eat it. It's a filler.
It's like Luby's.
Yeah.
According to him. So in Lebanon, we did not have fountain drinks. In Lebanon, you drank it out of a glass bottle. Wasn't Coke, it was Pepsi at the time, and 7-Up. And so I'm going to another buffet line at school, and there's fountain drinks. So I go up there, and there's Coke, there's Sprite, and then there's a thing that says root beer. And I saw some of the teachers going and getting root beer. I'm like, okay, they're adults. And then I see some of my classmates getting root beer. I'm like, there's got to be something wrong here. They are drinking beer. This is for the adults. Right. I can't believe it. So a couple of days went by, 3 days went by, and I looked to my left and I looked to my right. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. So I put it, and I felt so guilty, and I sipped it. I'm like, man, that's a sugar drink.
It's a sugary root beer.
That's a sugary root beer. So this is, just adapting to how things are. But yeah, it was structure. It was discipline. I had 2 roommates. They were from Mexico. I was the only Lebanese kid there, so I picked up my English very fast. That's the only language I could speak. And that's how it got started.
So moving forward, I want to talk about Texas de Brazil, and when you got the idea to open that restaurant in Dallas, and why? Where did the idea come from?
So after high school, I went to college in Houston. After that, I went to Johnson Wales in Providence, Rhode Island. Got a master's degree in restaurant hotel management. After that, I wanted, at the time, the best hotel company in the world. It was the Ritz-Carlton. Marriott bought them now. They're still good, but the Four Seasons has surpassed them. So I wanted to go work there. And I went to California. I got there. I'm like, I have a master's degree in restaurant hotel management. They said, we're very sorry. We don't have any management position. You don't really have a whole lot of experience. We can offer you a server position in room service. And not only a server position, but you're going to do the graveyard shift. We don't say graveyard now. We say the late shift or the after-hour shift, etc. I said, I'll take it. So I was an hourly employee in California, whatever the wage was, plus tips. And in 6 months, I became assistant manager, then manager. I worked several departments. 3 years later, I came back to Dallas, and I wanted to open with a friend of mine a tapas restaurant, Spanish food. So at the time, my competitor opened a year prior to me in Addison. I went there. The all-you-can-eat is something that we related to Sunday brunch in a hotel, but not an all-you-can-eat meat. In Brazil, churrascarias or steakhouses, there's one on every corner, kind of like Starbucks here. But so when my competitor did that and I got a chance to see it, I'm like, the timing is right. This is what I want to do. At the time, my grandfather passed away. My mom and uncle inherited $250,000, and pretty much my uncle, a lot of guts, a lot of courage. He put in all the money. He said, hey, if you're going to do a restaurant, let me partner up and do it with you. So he took a gamble and put it. And this is how we opened the first Texas de Brazil in Addison, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. And our broker found the restaurant. Addison in 1998 was kind of restaurant row. All these restaurants.
Still kind of is, right?
Yeah.
It kind of is. You're talking about Beltline from the tollway, Addison Road. The only thing was that my competitor was 200 yards away from us. And I'm like, Dennis, the entire Dallas area, and you found me this? He goes, look, you wanted a corner location. You wanted to be in a good place. Take it or leave it. So opened it up. My uncle put in the money. I maxed out my credit cards. At the time I was 30, $1,000 a year, $4,000 a year, 5,000. Another great thing about this country is you can get a lot of credit cards and everybody owes. Now when you repay it is a different thing, but we all owe, and max it all out. And the thing about business, if you're not willing to fail, you'll never succeed. And we all took a chance on it. And look, the first restaurant wouldn't have made it. We don't know. Nobody has a crystal ball. So people would come in and then they say, where are you from? And I'm honest, I was born in Lebanon. Lebanese guy opening a Brazilian steakhouse. So a month later, people will come in. Where are you from? I was born in Brazil. Do you speak Portuguese? No. I left Brazil when I was 1 year old, so I don't speak any Portuguese. And lo and behold, I was legit after that. So that's kind of how it came along. That was 1998. 1999, we opened the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth. And October 13th of this year, 27 years into it. So it's been a great ride. It's been a great journey. And I could not have done it without all the wonderful ladies and gentlemen that work with me.
Look, let's go into that a little bit, though. I'm curious. When did you know it would be successful? At what point did you know the business would be successful when you had the first one?
I don't know if there was like a light bulb moment where I'm like, this is it. I think to me, and until this day, I'm a people's person. It's, P&Ls are important as well, but it was seeing repeat customers coming in. It was the feedback that I would be getting. It was seeing how busier it was getting from month to month. How, weekdays are normally slow, weekends are busy, how weekdays started getting busier. It was challenging for sure, opening your first place. So it wasn't really like a light bulb moment. It was more or less before you know it. When you're very busy and you're preoccupied, you kind of lose sense of time and days, etc. And before you know it, really, that year has come and gone. And we were still there. We were still making our rent payment. We were paying our vendors. Of course, we paid the staff. And I think it was a year.
A year.
Where I said, you know what? This is definitely promising. This is definitely, but it wasn't like in a year, I'm like, gee, I'm going to open 70.
Okay, so when did you open your second one?
So second one, 99.
99. So a year later, you opened your second one.
Yeah. And it really wasn't like, a lot of people sit down, they have a plan, a business plan. I'm going to open the second or life. I'm going to have my second kid. It doesn't happen this way. It just happened. The second one, Dallas, 99. The third one, Fort Worth, 2000. Memphis, 2001. And in the beginning, it was 111. And then there were some years, 3, 4, etc.
So why do you continue to grow?
So that's a good question. It's kind of how long you've been a police officer. I love what I do. I'm very passionate. This is my calling. Take me out of my element, even though I've been in business for 27 years. Nobody likes change. So if you say to me, come do something else, I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know how I do it. But this is what I do. I still have passion for it. I still enjoy it. And also from a business standpoint, it is a successful business and there's tremendous room to grow. So it's not like I'm reinventing the wheel. There's a lot of opportunities.
So when will enough be enough?
So I don't look at it as enough is enough because to me, I am still the same from opening my first to opening to by next year we'll have, in the mid 70s. It has not changed me as a person. It has not changed my character. To me, I still enjoy it. I feel like I only have one versus many.
I love that.
Yeah. Was there a lot of fear when you opened that first one? Because there was a lot of it. There was a lot at stake.
Well, I think I care, and there's always fear.
Right.
When you care about your employees, when you care about your customers, when you care about the business in general. I mean, we employ, over 5,000. I am responsible for their livelihood. There's nothing that makes me more happier when someone comes in and says, we put a down payment on our home, on our first home. We bought a new car. I took a trip to Europe. I did this, I did that. That just, makes me so happy.
So how many states are your restaurants in?
I don't have the exact amount because I never sat down and counted.
Okay.
But I want to say like over 25.
But how many total restaurants do you have now?
So 68. Next year, it'll be mid 70s. We're opening a lot of places. And yeah.
So we have a lot of listeners that are across the country that may not have one in their city. Can you describe what Texas de Brazil is? And also, I want to know your favorite cut of meat.
Yeah. So, it is a big country. Texas de Brazil is a Brazilian American Trust Korea. The concept is Brazilian. The meats come from the United States. Really, the best meat is from the U.S. We age ours a couple of weeks. The reason you want to age it, because when the cattle goes to slaughter, they're very tense. Sorry, I hope someone is not eating now. I don't want you to get grossed out. But, now there's aging 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I mean, it's a lot of marketing thing. At the end of the day, it's just if you go to the supermarket and you see that cut of meat that's nice and red, and it has those silver things in it, the marbling, choice can be as good as prime. It doesn't have to be prime to be more expensive. So the meat comes from the United States. So Texas, Brazil. Just want to describe it to you real quick. It's an all-you-can-eat. You pay one price. You come in. There's a 50-item salad area, jumbo asparagus, heart of palms, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, cheeses, salamis. I mean, anything you can think of.
Smoked salmon, right?
There's smoked salmon. There's shrimp. There's potato salad. There's coleslaw. On the hot item, there's mushrooms, there's potato au gratin, there's rice, there's the feijoada, which is black bean and meat in it. So the salad bar in itself is a meal.
Yes.
Is really good stuff. We just don't put it to put it. I mean, everything on it is very good. Then whenever you're ready for your meat, you have a red and green card. You flip it to green, and the gauchos or the carvers will come to your tables with various cuts of lamb, beef, pork, chicken, and sausage, and they will carve it table side, and you can eat as much as you can. My favorite cut of meat, it's hard. It just depends on my taste buds. What do I feel like eating? A lot of times I just want to eat sausage. Our sausage is amazing. It's half pork, half beef with a hint of spice in it. So sometimes I just want to have sausage and rice and a glass of wine. The spice and the red wine goes very well together. Sometimes I'm in the mood for lamb chops, and I want to do that. Sometimes I want to do the flank steak. The flank steak has the characteristic, it's kind of like fajita meat. It's a little bit chewy, but it's got so much flavor in it. It is just amazing. Sometimes I want to eat the beef ribs. They kind of come off the bone and melt in your mouth. So there's no one answer, because a lot of times I just crave something, and sometimes I crave everything. And I just want to have a little bit of everything. So that's kind of describes it.
I think you're kind of cheating on my lobster bits right now.
Well,
You did not mention that. I feel like you're cheating on it.
Well, I mean, I forgot about that. I mean, there's so many things that I can't really
We have to talk about
think
the
about it
lobster
all
bits.
and describe.
Yeah.
But the lobster bisque is very good.
Well, in the they have bread there, but I don't waste my time on it. When I go to, I
that's
want
wasted
meat.
calories.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, the cheese bread, I mean, it's very
No,
good.
it's good.
It's good, but
I
it's
don't wanna
wasted
waste- yeah.
calories.
And,
That's a
and
staple, though. I mean, that's one of the
It
things
is,
you have to have there.
No, we can't.
Well, and
There's too
sometimes,
many other things.
we do like a limited time offering. We've done the cheese bread with jalapenos inside. Oh, man, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. No, we're gonna have to go after this.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course.
I do want to get into leadership, and boss, please jump in on this. I want you to talk about your approach and philosophy on leadership.
Well, before he starts, how about this?
Okay.
'Cause, I always walk around these streets and these hallways, and anyone that's on the leadership team for DPD, the question I always want to ask is, give me your 3 leadership words.
I mean, are you sure you're a police chief? Because you're asking me like, like questions above my pay grade. I mean, but look, every leader does things different. But at the end of the day, as a leader, we got to have things in common. I mean, something that comes up the top of my head. I mean, I have to say honesty, integrity, passion, dedication, leading by example. Those are important characteristics. And talking about characteristics, I think, it's not about, and Chief, and I know you, and I know you're a people's chief. It's not about the stars that are, on your uniform. It's not about my title as a business leader. It's all about your character. It's about how you treat people. It's how you behave behind closed doors, not in front of people. It's kind of like the example going to church on Sunday, and I need to go more often. But, a lot of us go to church. We put on, our suit and tie, we are in our best behaviors, and come Monday, and man, they cannot be any more mean on Monday. They are the worst. So that's a little bit, about it. I mean, as a leader, I think it's a philosophy. How are you going to get your team to understand and believe in your vision? Being the best is not, in my case, having a manager walk the room with his suit and tie. I work at Texas Brazil or other restaurant. I am the best. Being the best is you roll up your sleeves. You are there for your team, and really, it's how you lead.
I would agree fully.
I read a quote from you. It says, the little things you learn help you take care of the bigger things in life. What does that mean to you?
So, a lot of times, most of us don't pay attention to the little things, because we think the little things are not important. But if you can't take care of the little things, right, and a little thing can be anything to you, how are you going to take care of something bigger? So everything is important. Focus on the detail. You focus on the detail, it helps you tackle the bigger things that come across you.
We're all given opportunities in life, some more than others, but you have to be able to accept them when the opportunity is there, correct?
Correct.
Especially when they show themselves. And what I see and what I've seen in my career, and I'm sure all of us have, a lot of people self-sabotage, and they don't accept the opportunity when it's put in front of them. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's, I have to think about this question. Look, and I just want to go, outside of it a little bit. We are here in this country. This is an amazing, amazing country. I mean, it's not a perfect country. Democracy is never perfect. Everybody has an opinion, and I think it's great. But, we are better than most countries. So I always tell myself, I say, what if I was born in North Korea?
Right.
I was born in Lebanon, and thank goodness I came to the United States. My parents could have dropped me off in another country that is a dictatorship or people are oppressed. So being where I am today, being in this great country, I have a civic duty, a duty as a human being to do more. Doing more is what? I mean, start by being kind, start by being nice, start by saying thank you. That's the one thing that someone can do. You can give your time. Some people help in other ways. And talking about sabotaging things is, this is our opportunity. This is the hand that we're dealt. Let's run with it. Let's not sabotage it. Let's not create chaos. Let's not make excuses. This is who we are, and this is what we're gonna do, and let's go and run with it.
So this is why I tell everybody it's so important not just to talk to law enforcement, because every single thing that he just said there, I try to do as a chief of police, and I try to talk to the command staff in my way of letting them know exactly everything he just said.
Yeah, I mean, if I can echo on what Chief Como said, Texas Brazil, law enforcement and veterans are near and dear to our hearts, and we've always done things with them. We never advertise it. We never go on social media and say, we're doing this and we're doing that, et cetera, because I am not doing it for publicity. I do it for the heart. Why? To me, living in Lebanon, in a lawless country, I know what it's like to live in a country with no law and order. I know what it's like for human beings just like me to sacrifice their life to go out and protect us. I mean, here's the thing. Let's face it. as long as we have human beings on this planet, we're always going to have good people and bad people. And you have to have law enforcement to take care of the bad people. I mean, that's just how it is. But that's what makes this country amazing is you, law enforcement, veterans. If it wasn't for you, first of all, I would not come to this great country. And second of all, I would not be able to prosper. And I want to just add one more thing to it. So since I'm always around law enforcement and veterans, to me, this is my comfort. I love being around you. But when I'm around you, uniform or no uniform, I really feel so comfortable. I really feel at ease. And this is something that I love about Chief Como is that his goal, one of his mission is to really bond with the community, to let the community see the police as people just like them, not someone in uniform who is going to be out there to arrest them, and do this and do that. I mean, look, the law is a law. You break the law. I can't tell you how many speeding tickets I've had over the years, but this is the law. So this is something great that you're doing. It is really being there for the community, and showing them that the police is there for them.
Well, I appreciate that. I have a thing here. I always talk about empowerment, and I'm curious to see, how do you use the word empowerment in Texas de Brazil? What does that mean to you?
So, empowerment is when you come to work is really, it's all about the team. So, there's a lot of CEOs, there's a lot of police chiefs that don't want to teach, the assistants that are around them. It could be many reasons. But I think the big part of it is that they are afraid to teach them. They are afraid to empower them because they're afraid that they are going to take your job. And I think the strength of a leader is empowerment, the strength of a leader. So if someone asks me who can take over, I will start naming you names. And I'm sure if I ask you who can take over, you're going to say A, B, C, and D, versus other people who don't empower. They're like, no, nobody can take over. Nobody can do it the way I do it. The biggest compliment you can tell somebody is that every single person, there's so many people here in this building that can be chief when the moment comes.
I love it.
No, I think when you say A, B, C, D, E, I think I'm down on
E?
I'm like I'm
like double Z.
Yeah, I'm like double Z. I want to get into an interesting relationship you just kind of came upon with one of our Texans here, President Bush. Can you talk about that?
President Bush. I love President Bush. I love people who have a great sense of humor, and I love people who are genuine. And he's certainly all of the above. I met President Bush at our Italian restaurant. We also have a one-off on Lover's Lane with my partner Francesco, who is Sardinian, is great food. So I met President Bush, I want to say in 2017 there, very, quickly. In 2018, our kids' school was doing a fundraiser in Santa Barbara, California. And they said, we want you there. I don't really like these functions. I don't want to be there. I could be doing other things. And then last minute, they're like, we want your driver license, Social Security. I said, for what? They said, we're going to put you at President Bush's table. So I told my wife, I said, this is such an honor. We got to do it. So most gatherings, when you go and meet former presidents, etc., there are photo opportunities. So as we were walking in for the photo op, President Bush is standing maybe like 20 feet away, and he made eye contact with us, and he looked at my wife, and he something to the words like, he's too old for you. What are you doing with him? And then my wife said, that's what I said. So we took our picture, went back to the table. And my wife, if I don't make eye contact, I have ADD. If I don't make eye contact or I talk a lot, she will kick me under the table. So you can imagine my whole leg was
Bruised up.
But people at the table, so it was a presentation. He was, obviously, there to speak, and everybody at the table had their comments, had a conversation with them, and it was very serious stuff. Russia, China, blah blah blah, and then. They got nervous and didn't say anything. So I found myself speaking to him for 30 minutes. We were speaking about nothing. I don't remember any of the conversation, but what I do remember, in the middle of the conversation, we were talking, and President Bush goes, "I hate tattoos." And he looked at me and he goes, "Do you have tattoos?" And I had this big smirk on my face. My wife was so embarrassed. She's now hiding under the table. I'm kidding. There are donors. There's the head of the school. Our kids go to Christian school. And I go, well, I've got one on my left shoulder, one on my right shoulder. I have a Bible verse on the back. And so I became the Lebanese guy with tattoo. Fast forward a month later, we're at the Bush Center. We support his Veterans Initiative. And then, we're like 30 people ahead of us. And we make eye contact again. He goes, "I've been looking for you. Come over here." And I'm like, shit. Sorry. What does he want? And people are looking. They're like, who the heck is this guy? And he wants him to the front. So he goes, "Look, I'm doing a book about immigrants, and I want to paint you." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to sit in front of him, and he's going to paint me. But thank God they took pictures. And, I'm one of 43 in his out of many immigrant books. He only did 43. Myself and the 42 others represent all the immigrants who came here, worked hard, and kind of, just, until this day, I still feel, even though I'm a citizen and proud of it, I still feel as a guest in this country. I don't take anything for granted. Immigrants are hard workers. They love the American dream. We are thankful. We are grateful. We are humbled. We work very hard. We give back to the community. And I know immigration is a hot topic. I'm all for legal immigration. I'm all for immigrants who can contribute, who want to be here. And I hope the politicians on both sides come up with a solution that will make everybody happy, because in order to grow, in order to build more restaurants and homes and grow our country and our economy and increase our GDP, we need workers. We need people who work, but for sure we need people who love America. We need people who want to be in America, and we need people who will contribute to this great country.
How proud were you when you saw that first book published and you got a copy of it?
To me, in life, I have no expectations. So to me, it was a big surprise. I never, ever thought that a kid from Lebanon, first of all, will get to meet President Bush. I never, ever thought that I would be in a book. First of all, I never thought that he would paint. And President Bush will tell you, he never thought he'd be president. So not only he was a two-term president, a governor, but he's a painter. To be on there, to get to meet him on a personal level, I have to say, we all know President Bush, but he's a great person because of Mrs. Bush. President Bush, if you're listening, it's because of Mrs. Bush that you are who you are. There you go.
Growing up in Texas, growing up in Dallas, I was always a President Bush fan, even back when he was the owner of the Texas Rangers, and huge Bush fan. And when we started the show in 2021, we had like a, kind of like a white whale, pie in the sky guest list. And President Bush, to have on the show, President Bush is right up there. So along with like Shaquille O'Neal, just because we know what I know as a Texan, what he contributed to this country at a very very volatile time and dealing with one of the greatest tragedies we've ever had on our soil. And yeah, he's very. We're big fans of President Bush.
Yeah, and some of you who have not been to the Bush Library, I really encourage all of you to go.
Amazing.
You know, a lot of us think the Bush Library is like a library with books. Okay, so if you don't like reading books, there are no books there. There are paintings there. There's a baseball exhibit as we speak that is there that I think is fascinating. There's a lot of artifacts. There's a lot of gifts that were given to him as a president. And, you know, our law is you cannot keep them. Man, some of them are nice. If I was president, I would definitely have kept a few of them. But they're all at the Presidential Library. I really, really encourage you to go. There's also a 43 cafe there that you can actually eat. The food is actually pretty good. And you can spend 30 minutes, you can spend an hour, but it's pretty cool. And while you're there, you can just, on a good day, just walk across to the SMU campus. It really is a beautiful, beautiful university, you know, that is here by 75.
Well, I have to say I really enjoyed meeting President Bush. It was a great meeting, and I was able to get a copy of the book signed by Salim and signed by President Bush. So that was pretty cool. And then you mentioned Shaq. Come on, Shaq, get with me, frat. Get on this podcast. Come on, Q, let's make it happen.
He's got a house here.
I thought for a minute he was just rubbing it in that he's met President Bush
So-
already.
so-
No, I mean, I have, but I mean, I
So,
kind of threw that in.
just a funny story about Shaq. You mentioned him. I met Shaq when I was working at the Ritz-Carlton in Marina Del Rey, California. Shaq at the time was playing for the Orlando Magic. And whenever the teams came to play the LA Lakers or Clippers, they stayed at the Ritz-Carlton Marina Del Rey. So Shaq, I would never forget this. He called up, I think his first year, second year, I don't remember. He was still huge. He called up, he goes, and I was, you know, the manager at the time. He goes, I want to order the double stack pancakes and this and that. And he goes, I'm a big man. I don't want small portions. I want big portions. So that was Shaq. I mean,
He's a big man.
He always had that personality.
Well, come on, Q, get on us.
Yeah, come on. So yeah, I was a huge Shaq fan when I was in high school, and he played at LSU, and he walked because I was really mad. I was mad the Mavs didn't get that pick, but yep, huge fan. I want to ask you, why is it so important for you to give back to the first responder and veteran community? You're a huge supporter of us, and you have many charities that you give to. Why is that important?
You know, here's the thing about America. We all think of America, and rightfully so, as the land of opportunity. Anybody can be somebody in this country. I really believe in that. Through hard work. In other countries, there is no middle class. You're either rich or you're poor, and you can't really advance through that ladder. And you know, so first of all, but what people don't know, the other greatness about America is that the loving heart of Americans. America is such a charitable country. We do more than any other country. Our houses of worship do a lot here and abroad. And people in America are so giving, really, really giving. So here's my thing. Don't do it if it's not from your heart. Nobody's forcing you to do it. It's so much meaningful and important when it comes from your heart. And why do I do it? I think I'm in a position to. It's my civic duty. If it's not me, who else? And you know, some people need help. Some people need the extra push. And if the roles were reversed, you do the same thing for me. And it's something that I've said. If, you know, when I leave the house in the morning and I go to work or I go play golf, kiss my wife goodbye, I'm coming home that day. 99.999% I'm coming home. When a police officer puts his uniform, he or she, that might be their last day. Veterans, the same thing. And I want to say just a little story that really, until this day, some things that you see and you experience, you'll always remember it. I'll always remember that for the rest of my life. My wife and I were going to Alaska to see her grandparents. I want to say maybe like 15 years ago, and so we were in Cordova, but we came back to Anchorage, and now we're on a flight. It's a night flight. I think it leaves 9 p.m. From Anchorage to Dallas, and waiting to board was a serviceman in his uniform, proud, with his wife and 2 kids, saying goodbye to him in tears. And he's very proud, his chin up high. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, they might not see him again. I'm going home to my kids. I'm going home to people that I love. He's going to Dallas to get on a plane and go to Iraq, somewhere to the Middle East, and then he's going to go get deployed to a country, Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever. And I don't even know if he's dead or alive. And that really sticks with me until now. And I want to tell the charitable people that live here, and I know a lot of them donate to the art and to this and to that, and I think it's great because this is what's in your heart. But take the time, give a little bit to veterans, first responders, because if it wasn't for them, there would not be any museums. There would not be art to be purchased. There would not be detectives to go see if the art piece you bought was fraudulent or not. Freedom is not free. And look, nobody wants to go to war. Every life is important. But if we don't have a strong military, somebody would take advantage of us. So that's important, deter, and then at the last resort, military. And one thing I want to say, if it's not America, then who else? We want America to lead. We don't want other countries to lead. I know a lot of people are like, well, we keep interfering and we're here, we're there. And I get it. And there should be oversight to it. Should not be carte blanche, but America needs to lead. You certainly don't want Russia, China, Iran, North Korea to be leaders.
Well, one thing I have to say about his giving, he fed approximately 1,000 of our DPD employees. And I can walk through the hallways and I tell you what, you're making me look like a star by doing that, because I'm getting so many thanks that I fed and I just say, well, yes, thank you. But that was really you. You did that. You wanted to do it for the DPD family. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I love that experience. I love being here. I loved your interaction, Chief Como. I mean, you were there shaking hands, going through the line, doing it. I love the fact of all the officers getting together, just that camaraderie. As a citizen, it makes me so happy to see that. It also makes me so happy when we get together, Dallas Police, Irving Police, Grand Prairie, University Park, Highland Park, Carrollton Farmers Branch, the state troopers. The regional director, Sharad, is here, and I know you have a good relationship. We have a good relationship with the FBI, with the Secret Service, with the Marshal, with the DEA. So as a citizen, to see all of you coming together, it makes me so happy. And as a citizen living here, I always say it, I want to have the best hospitals. There are a lot of great ones. UT Southwestern is one of them. I want to have the best school. Our friend Charles Haley, Tackle Tomorrow, we raise money to have reading teachers for these underprivileged kids that he does. I want to have the best schools here. I want to have the best law enforcement. I live here. Why should Houston's law enforcement have better facilities than Dallas? First of all, I think all law enforcement all over the country should have the best. But someone living in Dallas, When I met Chief Como, and I had no idea because nobody would come out and say it, I had no idea that we're short horses, we're short saddles. The diving team doesn't have enough masks and gear to do their job. The SWAT team, I was very fortunate to go out, and it must have been a great day because I hit my target a few times. You know,
I think your wife hit it more though.
I think so, but I think these guys did not want to make me feel bad. While I was shooting, they were shooting also. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I hit every single one of my target. But I think now maybe Dion and company did that. But, you know, talk about the SWAT team. We as citizens expect when there's something going on, we expect our SWAT team, our hostage negotiator to go there and get the job done, no casualties whatsoever. But yet the SWAT team, you should go see their training facility. They pitch in money from their own pocket to go to Home Depot to buy doors so they can detonate it and train. That is shameful. As a citizen in Dallas, it is shameful that our men and women don't have the tools to get what they need. And I'm not criticizing anybody. I know we have budgets and budgets have to be met. And by the way, and I'm not saying it to say it, we have a great police chief, a great department, great assistant, great men and women, but we also have a great city manager. A great city manager. Man, she's on the ball. Kim, you're on the ball. She gets it done. And as citizens here, we want our city to grow. I bet a lot of people didn't even know we're having a new convention center. New convention centers, more opportunities. The hotels will be busier. The restaurants will be busier. You know, and if you have not noticed, we have more traffic. We have a lot of Subarus in town. That means a lot of people from the West are moving here. Hey, nothing against Subarus. I'm not saying anything bad. But so when we have so many people coming here, which is great. Texas is a great state. Good people. No state income tax. You get more for your buck. But we need to work on our infrastructure. We need to hire more people in the Dallas Police Department.
Yeah, we are definitely doing that.
Yeah, no, we're rocking it. No, I've been seeing all the academy classes we've been putting out there, but he is right. It's very refreshing to hear from a longtime citizen of this city that you feel that way, because you know we greatly appreciate your support, and it's just amazing what you've done for us, and I'm Chief Como. He's talked about we got to have you on the show, and I'm very glad we did.
No, and you know, it is an honor to be here, and it's not just me. A lot of people in Dallas have a giving heart. A lot of people want to give, want to do, and it's not just Dallas County, University Park, Highland Park. I mean, Dallas is the biggest police department. And let me tell you, if HP or UP needs help, Dallas will be there for them. I mean, the brotherhood is a brotherhood. It's not like I'm in here, this department or that department. So if he didn't open his mouth, you know, and he's not quiet, he'll let you know. But if he didn't tell us, we would not have known, because as a citizen, you know, we think that you have everything. You're very equipped to have all this. So we need to be educated as well. And we as citizens need to ask more questions. You know, the other thing is, a lot of people don't know that here at the Dallas Police Headquarters on the second floor, there's actually a little museum with some artifacts, and where we are here on the first level, there's a vault. I mean, there's a Tommy gun. There is, you know, the arrest record of the
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
There's his fingerprints.
Yeah.
There's badges. 100-year-old. I mean, I'm looking here at these antique police cars. You know, and Joe and I asked you, I'm like, where's the scar? I want it. We're like, we don't even know where the scar is. You know, there's this lady here. She was one of the first officers that helped detonate. Or
Yeah, she was the first bomb tech. Yep.
The bomb tech. I mean, this is part of history. This is, you know, to me, I mean, look, I know a lot of people, some people like to go and see paintings and artwork, whatever. I want to see badges. I want to see Tommy guns. This is kind of exciting. And there's a lot of people that want to see it. So our goal is, as citizens, we want to know what we can do to get all the stuff from the vault back on the second floor, so every citizen has an opportunity to come here to the Dallas Police headquarters and see it.
Well, look, I have to thank you again for everything you've done for me since I've been here in the Dallas Police Department. It means something to us. We care, and we truly appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's from the heart. My pleasure.
You mentioned a Bible verse earlier.
Psalms 127 says, "Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court."
So that's the Bible verse on the back, on my back, and there's two hands, and in it and behind is the name of my kids, my 5 kids, and my wife. Life is a blessing, and I really, the greatest gift that God has given us is life. Life is not easy. Life is not a fairy tale. But whatever we as human can do to someone else to lift them, we have to do it. Not all of us are fortunate. And Joe, there's a lot of mental health issues here. I mean, some of the things that you guys see on a daily basis, year after year after year. Some of us, it hits us in different ways, but we are here as human to make a difference. I love that verse. I love kids. If my wife and I didn't shut the factory down, like I said, we probably would have 6, 7, 8, of them. But just imagine if my mom did not want me, I would not be here. None of us would be here if our parents said, life is not meaningful.
Any family man, any successful person, there's always behind the scenes that people that have to be your rock to keep you in line and to motivate and inspire. Can you talk about your family?
Yeah, I mean, my wife definitely inspires me. 5 kids, twins and triplets, and I'm her 6th kid because she has to keep me in line. And what will we do without our wives? I know they don't forget anything, but they are always there to remind us. Let me proofread that text before you send it. Make sure you make eye contact. Make sure you don't leave in the middle of a conversation. So my wife is my rock. I love her. My children inspire me. My uncle inspires me. My friends inspire me. Law enforcement inspires me. Chief Como, you inspire me. CEO of a police force. I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 people here. And then through time, people in this world, pastors. My pastor inspires me because they do more. Martin Luther King inspires me. Someone coming from Lebanon. MLK had to fight for civil rights. I mean, imagine the color of your skin. I mean, someone coming from Lebanon, this is fascinating for me. We have, we don't get along there because of religion, but not the color of our skin. And can you imagine, we fought here because, you were black, you were white, and you couldn't sit next to one another. So that to me, is just fascinating, and how he tackled it peacefully. But our country, we've come a long, long way, and really everybody that just went on to lift someone else inspires me.
Hey brother, hey sister, I'll never give up on you. Hey Mrs., hey mister, I'll see this all the way through. No matter how far the sun and the moon are you. Down when you're lonely, I'll pull you up. Life leaves you heavy when the going gets tough. I'll be your shoulder, together we'll run up from the bottom, yeah, we'll rise above. Hey brother, hey sister, I'll never give up on you. Hey Mrs., hey mister, I'll see this all the way through. No matter how far the sun and the moon, I'll never give up on you. I'll never give up on you. Hey brother, hey sister, I'll never give up on you. Hey Mrs., hey mister, I'll see this all the way through. No matter how far, for the gold and the blue, I'll never give up on you.